Ever wanted to unwind in a place that not only gives optimum relaxation, but also spells out luxury? Or are you just looking for your ideal place to live? What if we told you that we know the place that is just right for you? You want to know? Then stick with me through this to get a lowdown of some of the most expensive places to live in Sydney, Australia. Sydney is undoubtedly one of the most expensive cities to live in. Although it is not the capital of Australia, it is said to have at least 5 out of the top 10 expensive suburbs in the whole of Australia. If you want to define the houses in Sydney, ultra-pricey is the term you use. Sydney ranks among the least affordable cities to live in the world. We are not surprised since Sydney offers her residents a lifestyle of luxury. Some sources claim that buying a house in Sydney could cost up to $1.14 million, but that is on average. There are houses that cost much more. If you're not boxed up, there's no way having a house won't put a dent in your pocket. It is said that most of the people living in the city find the city unaffordable. This is not to say that there are no affordable places to live in Sydney. But of course, affordability is a relative word, and if you are looking out for a city that spells out luxury, Sydney is your go-to place. We have collated a list of the top 10 most expensive suburbs to live in Sydney, and we will of course be sharing our top 10 with you. Without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off at our number 10 spot, Longville. Beginning on our list of the most expensive places to live in Sydney is Longville. Located along the lower North Shore area, Longville is the least expensive high-end suburb together with Crow's Nest and St. Leonard's. This area is well known for the quiet lifestyle that it operates with. It is specially designed for families who want more security and privacy. Getting a house in Longville is quite simple. Just have with you close to $3.9 million and you should be able to get yourself a good place to call home. The renting prices for these houses are up to $1,200 per week. Now we have at number 9, MOSMAN. This area is most famous for its multi-story houses that look over the beach. It is one of the most famous weekend getaways on the northern side of the bridge. This is a homely environment that accommodates people of all generations, from retired couples to younger families. MOSMAN offers you a mixture of modern houses amidst retro Victorian-style houses. If you are one of those who enjoy old-fashioned architecture, this is the place for you. To get a house in MOSMAN, you'll need around $4 million. But if you're looking for more affordability, then we advise you to get a unit as it costs about $1 million. The unit could be a 3-bedroom apartment, but if you're lucky enough, you might get a condo. Now at number 8, we have Dover Heights. Sitting pretty on the coastal area of the eastern suburbs is Dove Heights. This area is located close to a famous Dudley Page Reserve and Bondi Beach. A good feature of this area is its spectacular views of Sydney Central Business District and enjoyable cliff walks. Of course, it comes at a cost. $4.1 million to get a house in Dover Heights, where you can go for your cliff walks and enjoy spectacular views of Sydney Central Business District. And if you want to rent a house, it costs $1,448 per week. Compared to the houses, units are not as affordable as one would expect. It costs $1.4 million to get a condo unit in Dover Heights. Next up at number 7, we have Centennial Park. The southeast side of Centennial Park is only 4 kilometers away from the Sydney Central Business District. This area houses a lot of Victoria and Federation buildings. These, amongst other things, are what add a layer of elegance to this modern city. This could also be the reason it costs $4.1 million to get a house here. Unfortunately, having the money for a house doesn't guarantee you getting one. I guess the fastest finger takes the price in this case. Regardless, Centennial Park is considered to have the most affordable units and rentals in all of the eastern suburbs. One apartment costs as low as $770,000, while renting the same apartment for a week costs about $550. Next up is number 6, Cremorne Point. Located on the north side of the bridge, Cremorne Point is an expensive suburb positioned near the well-known Taronga Zoo and Neutral Bay. Just 6 kilometers away from the corporate Sydney, Cremorne has a harborside view of Sydney Central Business District and the beach. With a median housing price of $4.4 million, Cremorne Point is the most expensive suburb in the north. If you want all-round privacy, this is the place for you. You can enjoy optimum privacy while soaking in the breathtaking views of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. This area is also well known for its full sidewalk that looks over the Central Business District. All these benefits that you'll enjoy come with a hefty price. A house costs about $4.4 million and you will need $1.3 million to get yourself a unit. Here we have at number 5, Double Bay. Sitting pretty on our number 5 spot is an area known to be a home to a lot of famous Australian entertainers and celebrities. Double Bay is located in the eastern suburbs. It also happens to be one of the most expensive places to live in Sydney. This suburb has a lot of concrete areas that are filled with fancy cafes and unique fashion boutiques. One peculiar thing to note about these cafes and boutiques is that they're usually built on the ground level of real estate properties for apartments. So you could just pop up on the ground floor of your apartment to do some shopping. One could, on average, get a house in Double Bay for about $4.48 million. If you're not looking to get a house, it's fine. Double Bay has got you covered. You can rent a house, but that will cost you about $1,800 for a week. A unit in this area can cost $1.4 million on an average. Here we have at our top 4 spot is TAMARAMA. Located just 1 kilometer away from one of the most famous beaches in the world, Bondi Beach, TAMARAMA ranks 4th on our list with its median housing price at $5.8 million. This eastern suburb offers impressive views of artistic buildings, private properties, and the Pacific Ocean. Getting a modern home in TAMARAMA will cost you close to $5.5 million on average, but don't worry, you will be getting all the luxury $5.5 million can afford. Renting a house, on the other hand, will cost you $2,160 per week, while buying a 3-bedroom unit in TAMARAMA costs about $1.4 million or more. Now at our top 3 spot, we have VAUCLUSE. With its median housing price at $5.84 million, VAUCLUSE is another eastern suburb known to be very expensive to live in Sydney. VAUCLUSE is a peninsula that looks over the business corner of the city. Located about 8 kilometers away from the central business district, VAUCLUSE is blessed with breathtaking and astonishing views of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. There are also beaches located around the borders of this suburb, most of which are highly popular on well-known travel platforms. To get a house in VAUCLUSE, one needs to have at least 5.84 million Australian dollars. Interestingly, and more on a thankful note, the units in VAUCLUSE are very affordable unlike these homes. So you can also get to catch the breathtaking views of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. To buy a unit costs about $1.1 million. Coming up at our top 2 spot is Bellevue Hill. This place is ranked as the 2nd most expensive suburb in Sydney. One thing this area is famous for is its affluent residents. This area also enjoys close proximity with beaches, private schools, world-class designer shops, and a beautiful city center. The beautiful benefits that come with living in this area also comes at a price, and one can pen it down to $6.4 million. If you want to get a house, you will be spending that much, but you can rent a house in this area for about $2,200 per week. As for the units in Bellevue Hill, you can get one at an average price of $1.1 million, and if you would prefer to, you can rent a unit for a whole week for $740. Last but never the least, at our top 1 spot is Darling Point. Topping our list is Darling Point with its median housing price at $7.7 million. The crown goes to Darling Point as it has the most expensive housing market in Sydney. It is located in the eastern suburbs and is about 4 kilometers away from Sydney's central business district. It comes with breathtaking views of the city harbors located amidst corporate skyscrapers. Of course, luxury is surrounded by more luxury. This suburb is surrounded by other expensive areas like Edgecliff, Sydney Harbour, Double Bay, and Rushcutters Bay. If you want to buy a house in Darling Point, you will need to have an average of $7.7 million. Opting for renting a house instead, you will need about $2,200. That covers for just a weekly payment. If you can afford to live there, you could decide to spend a week enjoying the luxury of Darling Point. On an average, units in Darling Point cost about $2.4 million, and to rent a unit for a week, one will need to have about $900. Sydney has always been the hub for the most expensive quarries to live in the world. It spells luxury, and there are so many options available for you to choose from. Let us know in the comments sections which of the places you may want to go for, and be sure to tell us the reason. Before we go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss more content like this. See you next time!